The 13th chapter of Romans primarily discusses the relationship between Christians and secular authority and the duty of loving one's neighbor. Paul instructs believers to obey governmental authority, as all authority is established by God, and emphasizes that love is the fulfillment of the law. Why does Paul stress obedience to governmental authority? It's because all authority is established by God. Resisting authority is resisting God's command. The government's role is to reward good and punish evil. Believers obey not only to avoid punishment, but also for the sake of conscience. So how does Paul view taxation and other obligations? He points out that believers should fulfill their duties to the government, including paying taxes, as government workers are God's servants. He says, give everyone what you owe them. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. If respect, then respect. If honor, then honor. How does Paul explain the importance of loving your neighbor as yourself? He explains that love is the complete summary of the law. He cites the Old Testament law. You shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not covet, and points out that these commands and others are summed up in love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no harm to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. Paul urges believers to be alert, for salvation is nearer now than when we first believed. He encourages believers to cast off the deeds of darkness and put on the armor of light, to behave decently, avoiding debauchery, dissension, and jealousy. He says, clothe yourselves with the Lord Jesus Christ, and do not think about how to gratify the desires of the flesh. What does the 13th chapter reveal to modern Christians? It reminds us to obey governmental authority, fulfill civic duties, and practice love in our lives. It emphasizes that love is the fulfillment of the law, calling us to treat others with love. Furthermore, it warns us to live in the light, avoid deeds of darkness, and always be ready for the Lord's return.